Welcome to Animated ASMR's Game Item Appraisal. Today's topic for analysis: swords. Each item presented in today's viewing will be rated into 4 categories and rated out of 7. The categories are: in-game power, their effectiveness in the game they originate from; player base reputation, the importance the item has on their players and fans of the game itself; historical significance, how historically important the item has been for game development following its creation; and current worldly recognition, how likely is the item able to be recognized by anyone of any age. This rating can vary from date to date depending on current events during the documentation. Afterwards, each category will be averaged for the final score. The first item for inspection is the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. A hefty weapon, this Buster Sword's design is from the post-Advent Children era, where it was redesigned and updated with extra details and features unique to the film Advent Children and onwards. Wielded by ex-soldier Cloud Strife, the Buster Sword was used to fight against the oppressive megacorporation Shinra and to stop the powerful Sephiroth from destroying the planet. The weapon is tough, durable, and intimidating. It can be used for a wide variety of combat. However, the advantages it provides can also be a detriment. The jack-of-all-trades stats, being a starting weapon, and having only 2 slots for materia, magic items in the game, hinders its long-term usage. The player usually finds better weapons suited to their playstyle of choice. Despite its setbacks, the Buster Sword does carry a heavy nostalgia factor for many fans of role-playing games. This should not be taken lightly. And so, the Buster Sword grading is as follows: in-game power 1, being the starting equipment; player base reputation 6. There isn't a Final Fantasy or JRPG fan who isn't at least somewhat familiar with the Buster Sword and Cloud Strife. The two go hand in hand. Historical significance 6. An iconic weapon for the Final Fantasy series, RPGs, and the history of video games. Since the introduction of 3D graphic gaming and onward, any video game character with an oversized sword will most likely be compared to Cloud and his Buster Sword. Current worldly recognition 3, only due to the releases of recent Final Fantasy VII games. Aside from that, it would have been lower. Total appraisal grade 4. Our next item is the Master Sword from The Legend of Zelda. This rendition is based upon its 1998 appearance in the Ocarina of Time. The complementing colors of purple, gold, and a steel blade turn the simplicity of the design into a piece of art. The Master Sword is a staple of the Legend of Zelda series. It holds much weight as a late-game weapon, and one that is important to the story and the lore of the game series itself. This Master Sword was not only powerful in banishing evil, it allowed Link, the protagonist, to travel forward and backward through time to stop the evil sorcerer Ganondorf from ruling over Hyrule. Despite its use in the story, however, this version was outclassed in damage by the Big Goron Sword. It could be acquired if the player chose to do a long quest chain. However, unlike the Big Goron Sword, a massive 2-handed weapon, the Master Sword still allowed the player to use a defensive shield in their offhand. The Master Sword has been iconic. The popularity of the design is so strong that it has barely changed since its appearance in 1998. The Master Sword rates as follows: in-game power 4, for when you can use it as adult Link in Ocarina of Time. However, its use only as old Link limits its overall effectiveness in-game. Player base reputation 5. The Master Sword is iconic for most role-playing game design, and modern storytelling circles that extend beyond Zelda and Nintendo. Historical significance 6. Any iteration of the Master Sword has been, and continues to be, a critical item that game franchise's history, but Nintendo's as well. Current social recognition. 2. As of the date of this rating, Nintendo has been transitioning between the Switch 1 and 2. There will be a resurgence with the next appearance of Link, but in the meantime, the Master Sword is on a downswing. Total appraisal rank, 4.25. The third item for review is the Diamond Sword from the game Minecraft. Minecraft, a game where players gather materials to build to their heart's content, allows full exploration into dark and dangerous places. Many locations are ripe with enemies of all kinds. Players can craft swords to attack in close range. The strength and durability of swords, like most created items, depend on the materials used for the crafting process. Diamond, in early versions of the game, was considered the best. It wasn't until the introduction of netherite that it became second best. However, the design, color, and representation of the Diamond Sword has far surpassed most items, with Minecraft's fun gameplay mechanics being appealing and appropriate for all ages, and the heavy use of merchandising. You would be hard-pressed to find anyone who hasn't seen a Diamond Sword picture or toy, at least in passing. The Diamond Sword rates as follows. In-game power, 6. Despite its natural strength, it being outclassed by netherite has lowered the rating in this category. Player base reputation, 7. It would be rare to find a game player, developer, or pop culture enthusiast who doesn't recognize this item. Historical significance, 2. Despite its power and fandom, the history of in-game items would not be as affected with or without the Diamond Sword, regrettably. Current social recognition, 6. It will most likely be tuned to a 7 with the release of the Minecraft movie, but until then, it maintains a 6. Total appraisal rank, 5. Our fourth sword for review is the Energy Sword from the Halo series. In Halo, the Energy Sword is a dual-bladed melee weapon held in one hand. It is a Covenant weapon, specifically the Sangheili, that is acquired by Master Chief, the player character of Halo, after defeating an enemy using the weapon. It is a powerful item that can kill an enemy with a single blow. However, tough opponents with powerful shielding may require an additional strike or two. The sword in following installments became a staple of the Halo series as a whole. In-game power, a high 7. Aside from a handful of enemies or unique situations, the Energy Sword usually dispatches their foe in a single strike. Player base reputation, 6. There hasn't been a Halo game without it. Historical significance, 2. Like the Diamond Sword before it, the landscape of the game, art, or pop culture development would not be much different with or without the Energy Blade. Current social recognition, 2. Not too many people outside of gamers would recognize the weapon right away. If anything, it might be confused with other weapons in the science fiction genre, at least until the next Halo game is released. The grading for Halo's Energy Blade, 4.25. And last is the Keyblade, the iconic weapon of the series Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, a game developed together by both Square Enix and Disney, is a monumental series with large fan base of both role-playing games and Disney titles. Sora, the player character, uses the Keyblade to fend off enemies in the game known as Heartless and other dark entities. The sword is a key both in literal and figurative sense, since it's used to open and close location Kingdom Hearts. The version shown here is the starting weapon Sora uses in the main series. In-game power, 4. The Keyblade is a 1 in combat, being a starter weapon. However, it is a high 7 in story since it's powerful enough to seal dimensions and open hearts and souls. It averages out to a 4. Player base reputation, 7. Every weapon in the game players use is a variant Keyblade. Can't play or be a fan of Kingdom Hearts without knowing full well its design and significance to the story. Historical significance 6. The Keyblade is a cornerstone of game development between the two titans, Disney and Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts and its action team command playstyle has rippled into other role-playing games, especially within Square Enix's stable. Current social recognition 2. Even though Disney is part of Kingdom Hearts, this series being partially controlled by Square Enix has stunted its potential to be expanded upon by Disney. Unlike other Disney properties, you won't find many rides, films, or merchandising of Kingdom Hearts, Sora, or the Keyblade because of legal reasons. Thus, the average person wouldn't be aware of the Keyblade's importance. Final score for the Keyblade, 4.75. And that concludes today's inventory of Animated ASMR's game item appraisal. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.